Okay, so I have got the filter, but come on, I'm about to share with you a bad day I had yesterday. So this helps me convey as I strike balance in the bad against the good, because this makes me feel good, even though I know it's not reality, and actually it's a glow that I got at the press of a button to make me, gleam as I speak out and show. Yesterday was a bad day for me, and the one thing, after growing up in domestic violence and abuse and all that sadness, I never realised how much it would link up in my aftermath, which I'm discovering now, which I call it the aftermath. I'm not a doctor, I'm not an expert, but as I follow this journey of validating me, understanding me, trying to heal me when these things happen, because I'm vaguely aware, it helps to find balance in me. But yesterday was a bad day, and here's the thing, I speak on these connections, I speak on knowing of it, but when it happens, it still takes you. But with knowing, it helps that just stay there. As I'm losing my head and I'm starting to sink, I know in the back of my mind, I've got this, because I know it's a trigger, because I can connect to why and find a bit of rational, even though that trigger is taking my mind, So yesterday morning was a okay morning, school run. You know what it's like. Mom, you stress, you're trying to get the kids up, and, I swear to God, if they attached a blood pressure machine to us, it would be through the roof. And got all the way to school. Brilliant morning. And look down and realise I've not got my daughter's rucksack and her lunch is at home. I've got a split shift pending, so I need to literally run from school to work. And the mum guilt for us, after growing up in abuse, it's on another world, it's in another terrain, because we connect then to our letdown in pain, and we feel what I feel that my children are gonna feel the same. So I've got options here. I go on my phone, try and order a hot lunch, so I haven't got to run back home, then back to school to be late for work to let them down, because that pressure not to fail and to please another and stand in that line. And it was all just like in my mind. And I see a shop, because I couldn't have no signal, it wouldn't give me no signal, and I went to the shop and brought her a brand new packed lunch so I could fix that issue. But then I've got the levels actually now of my daughter's arriving at school with a carrier bag with her lunch in, how all like the teachers are going to judge me, her peers are going to judge her, she's going to be sad, and she's going to stand out in that crowd again, linking to me and my past and how I felt so judged, and all it literally opened up a sinkhole for me. So then we're late, which we're never late, and my daughter never goes with a carrier bag, but I couldn't rationalise in that moment this was a one-off mistake. And I take her to the office, and I hand this carrier bag as I'm feeling like that fucking small and low and just a failure as a mom, because I'm piling the shit on top now. And a receptionist is stood there gossiping with her mate, and I see my daughter say, I don't know my way, to which I then watched this receptionist pretty much just scuttle her away and just say, no, you know your way, and speak down to her in a really horrible way. And my heart broke, and I see my daughter sort of pull her head down and make her way to class, and I just thought, that's shit, because my daughter's just asked you and told you she needs your help, and you've literally brushed her off to carry on gossiping with your mate, and I was angry, and I was all these emotions, and I walked back out of the school, but then I realised I had her fucking Christmas card money in my pocket, so I had to go back to reception, and the woman must have seen my death stare at the moment she done that to my daughter, and I walked back in, and she come out and she went, "You're okay?" And I was like, confrontation coming, and I couldn't deal, and I was so upset about being a failure and being judged, and I just went, no, not really. I feel like I've just watched my daughter ask you for help, and you've literally just told her you know your way around this school. You do it every day in quite a demeaning manner. I said, and as we practice kindness, and you tell our children if they need to give help to do that, and my 8-year-old daughter has just done that and asked that from you, and I've watched you, but I could feel the tears coming, I could feel me turning, and I was just like, now I'm feeling like the bad, aggressive person who's confronting this woman who I've just watched not help my daughter, but I couldn't rationalize. I was gone. Tears were streaming, and I hate the fact that I couldn't find balance in that moment to, you know, I wasn't being disrespectful, but I just become absolutely ate up with everything that had gone on. It just took me. And I said, you know, we tell our children to practice kindness. And, you know, although my daughter does walk down around the school every day, she doesn't come in this way every day. So she's disorientated. And I see you want to rush back to your mate, but then I started apologising to her. I started crying and feeling bad because I was making a scene and I was making this all worse. And it pretty much, she apologised to me in how she didn't mean to speak to her that way. And I was trying to strike balance in there, trying to encourage independence, but it was the way she was stood over her. But it all just literally linked up. My sadness, my letdown as a child, feeling that guilt of letting her down, this onslaught of emotions, and I just lost myself. So then I left and I cried my way to work, and that was that. But then the rest of the day, my mood just, I couldn't speak. I was looking for other bad things, because in that moment now, what if they're mean to her because I've spoken to them? The backlash to come, another link to my past. I'm scared now that they're going to be horrible to her because mom stepped out and stuck up for her and herself. And what if the kids still lingering and judging my daughter with her little carrier bag with her lunch in? And this is how easy it is. This is how simple it is. A simple bad morning, a rational mistake of leaving a bag at home, and how that can take us away, you know? But all throughout that, although I could acknowledge my quiet, my still, it works. Someone even said, you're normally quite happy, what's wrong with you? I had it at the back of my mind as I was synchronizing these links and understanding, and that helped me find a rational and just sit within it and be okay that I knew that I was gonna, you know, be okay, and she was gonna be okay, because that rational thinking, that thinking brain was starting to connect and say, you know what, this is a one-off event. This doesn't happen every day. You know, this is not your past in everything that's being created in your mind that you've done so bad. It's not that deep. And I navigated through that, and you know, that helped me come home and sleep and stop this on repeat, and to wake up today and feel the same, because I'm a good mom. You know, she's not got the life that I had, and it was just one day. So I'm going to share this with you in hope to validate you, as you may have a day like that, and you can create those links too. Because for me, it marries up. Sometimes we can't help it, and it literally is there, and we jump in and absorb in it. But if we've got the aftermath, the understanding in it, and understanding, you know, I think it pretty much speaks for itself. So yeah.